Hello, WPF viewers. Skippy here, coach of the Steel City Surge, back for the Week 8 battle against Wreck-It Mike. So we do see Terra Water Ape. We also see Deoxys Speed, Scizor, Garchomp, Tentacruel, and Moltres Galar. So, very scary team. Mostly what we thought would show up this week. Let's get right into it. We do have lead Rotom here. Does very well into the majority of his team. I don't expect to see much in the way of screens. But let's see what happens here. You see a Garchomp lead. Okay. This might be Tank Chomp. Rotom Wash does do two-shot this with Hydro. Decently well if it is Tank Chomp. If it is an offensive Chomp, we do two-shot it as well. Scale Shot would do massive damage to us. I think instead of going for a Hydro, I'm gonna go for a Hydro. We're gonna go for a Hydro. I don't think he's set up, and we miss. Are you kidding me? We see Stealth Rock. Okay. That early miss is brutal. I don't like this. Okay, so it is Stealth Rock. It is tank. It is more of a Tank Chomp. Because we are Scarf, we kind of have to either go for... We can go for another Hydro here and just see what wants to switch in. He does switch out. He does know we're Scarf now, too, unless he's, like, very little speed. We do see Tentacruel come in. He does very, very little. And it is Black Sludge. Okay. We're gonna go into Wheezing. He does want to knock off our Scarf. I think Wheezing is fine to lose Black Sludge. That early miss is just absolutely brutal. Just for Flip Turn, okay. That is very, very little. He could go into Scizor here. He could also go into Ape. He could go into Dio Speed as well. Taking a little bit of time to figure out what he wants to do. I'd say his best option is probably Dio or Scizor. We do see Dio. Superpower is a roll to knock us out if it's specially invested. I could go into Dirge potentially. Psycho Boost does a massive amount to us though. I think I'm gonna hard swap into Darkrai. I'm expecting the Psycho Boost. If he wants to go for like knockoff or something, then fair play to him. You see a taunt. Okay. That's a free swap. So that's not offensive. That's very good to know. What switches into Darkrai? Probably Ape, Scizor, or Moltres. Ice Beam can two-shot Dio speed. I'm gonna go for an Ice Beam and expect to see either like a Scizor or Moltres. If he goes into Ape, that's another fair play. I'm gonna go for an Ice Beam and expect Moltres swap. He does swap. Show me the Moltres. Vintage Beauty. That is the Tentacruel. Okay. That is very, very little. I expected to swap into Moltres, but that's fine. This might be... I don't want to go into London again. I'm tempted to go into Electrolux. Because he's going to pivot out. He's most likely going to pivot out. And I would be fine with going into Electrolux here. If he has like Dazzling Gleam, fair play. I need to get rid of these rocks somehow. Let's go for knockoff. Okay. That's fine. Honestly, better to have Rotom knocked off than another Mon. So we do not have an item anymore. If this is bulky, and we outspeed it, I kind of want to go for a Volt Switch. This swap, is he gonna go into Garchomp? Because that'd be a fair play. No, that's gonna be Deoxys. Okay. This is fine. A lot of damage. I can go into Darkrai for free. So, Deoxys is down to like half HP. I'm gonna Dark Pulse. That should do a lot of damage. He doesn't know where Scarf's Darkrai yet. So he might try to stay in, and we would get a massive threat out of the way. I don't see him staying in all that often in this scenario. But I need to position myself in a way where Weezing can come in. He does stay in, so we're going to knock it out. Okay. That is huge. That's one less thing that can really threaten Weezing to come in and defog. So Deoxys is gone. Scizor is pretty much like the only thing. For rampaging. Okay, yeah, that's this thing. We're gonna hard swap into the boulder. I could go for a Dark Pulse, but I don't want to risk that. If he does Nasty Plot, Fiery Wraith could do a lot to us, but we gotta risk it. We gotta go into it hard and see what he wants to go for first. We We do see Nasty Plot, okay. So we're gonna have to Salt Cure right away. I think we Terra and Salt Cure. No, I don't think we do. We just have to Salt Cure. Because Terra Poison's not gonna allow us to do much to it at the moment, so we can Salt Cure here. He's probably gonna Fiery Wraith, which is a problem. We figured Moltres was gonna be a problem. Yeah, Fiery Wraith. 404 to 131. This does roughly a quarter. And we do not see Covert Cloak, that's huge. But we do see Weakness Policy. So that's a problem. He did do a massive amount of damage. This is a problem. Do I want Guard to go down here? I mean, we can come in with Stranger. There is... We can just First Impression it. Next chance we get to force it out. It's at +4 right now. That is... Do we really need Garg? We desperately need Garg. For the remaining mons, I don't think so, because we still have Wheezing for Annihilate. So I can go for an Ice Punch here and just take this down as much as I possibly can. If I can. He does go for Fire Wraith again, so he's going to pick up the knockout on us. That's fine. Okay. It's fine, because now it's going to go below half, or it's going to go roughly to half. And we can go in with Stranger. Low Kick should be able to knock it out from here. Or at least pressure it out with a First Impression. We're gonna First Impression here. We don't do anything else because we need to get rid of this thing. Yeah, he swaps out. Okay. What comes in on a Choice Band First Impression? That is the Garchomp. Okay. How much is Garchomp taking from this? That is a lot of damage. And it is Rocky Helmet. Okay. We go into Wheezing. That is absolutely a lot of damage. That is not Tank Chomp. That is, like, offensive, kind of. It is an offensive Rocky Helmet by the looks of it. Yeah, because that did roughly 60% to more than that. He's hard swaps. Vegeta. That is the Scizor, right? No, that's the Annihilate. Okay, this is a great switch then. Goated switch. Goated switch. Because now we can Will-O-Wisp. If it is Lumberry, that's annoying, but I think we'll deal with it. We're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. He could taunt, which could be a problem. He does taunt. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. Didn't really think of much about taunt. But honestly, I think we can just go for a Strange Team. I don't think that's a big issue unless he wants to Terra Water. That's going to do half damage. I mean, that's all we can really do here. If he is bulky setup, that is a problem. But Rage Fist doesn't do anything. If it's Taunt bulk up, then it means it's Drain Punch lasts. And unless it's... Like, Rage Fist might do a ton of damage. I think it's 300 base power. Yeah, that could be a problem. But he's deciding what he wants to do here. So, makes me think he's not bulk up. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to go for here. Losing guard kind of early is unfortunate, but I had to put pressure on the Moltres so we could get in low kicks. We do see a Terra. He's going to stand in Terra. Okay. We do see bulk up. Okay. So it is taunts, bulk up. We might be able to pressure this out with... That does a lot more than 15%, I think. It might be more offensive. Yeah, that did a quarter. That's not defensive. Yeah, there's next to no defense investment there. And it's not leftovers. He's at +1. He is adamant offensive, +1 at 100. Rage Fist doesn't knock us out. I'm tempted to go for... oh, I can't do D-Bond. I'm gonna go for another Strange Steam. That's fine. Let's bulk up again. He's at +2, +2. Rage Fist goes to 150 base power. Rage Fist might knock us out if it goes for it again. We don't get the confusion, which is annoying. We shake off the taunt though. I'm gonna go for a D-Bond. If he wants to taunt again, that's fine. He's at the point where I think Rotom, who definitely outspeeds it unless it has speed investment, which I don't think it does. I think it might have some bulk investment because of the damage roll there, because it did less than 25% that time. Rotom should be able to outspeed and knock it out with without its choice scarf, or at least pressure it with the Volt Switch. Even a Thunderbolt would do a lot of damage here. Let's see if he goes for a Rage Fist. We are at 304, so... Rage Fist has an 87% chance to KO from here if he's adamant max attack. He does not take us down, so we get a D-Bond off. So we get another turn. We get another turn. We get a D-Bond off. I don't think he wants to sack this thing. We are... If he's Chardy Berry... If he's, what's the Electric Berry? If he's Electric Berry, that's a problem. We're gonna go for Strange Steam again. He either attacks or he bulks up or taunts. I think he taunts because he doesn't want to see a Will-O-Wisp because he's already seen that. Yes, this thing is a problem because Rage Fist is already built up, but that means he's not adamant. That had a roll. That had a very big roll, and we got the roll. Unless he's not max attack and he's also something else. He does go for taunt. Okay, so we're gonna knock it down even more. If it's, we'll see if it's Citrus Berry, but hopefully we get like Confusion or something. We do not see Confusion. We do not see Citrus. Okay. He did taunt us, so we kind of have to go for Strange Steam here. This is fine. We're going to have rocks up on our side of the field the rest of the game. That is a little annoying. Okay. But I don't think Darkrai can knock it out from here. It could. It definitely outspeeds it. This does have some bulk investment, so it could be a careful nature with max attack. If that is the case, it's at roughly the HP amount that we want it to be at. I think we can go into Darkrai and go for Dark Pulse. Because we did get that extra Strange Steam off. So it's at roughly a quarter. It shouldn't be able to live this at all. So we can go for a Dark Pulse for free here. We can get some chip damage onto the Annihilate or knock it out. I would have gone into Rotom if we still had our Scarf, but because we don't have the Scarf, I just feel like Dark Pulse from Darkrai makes a little bit more sense. Especially because this thing Terra Watered, so it's still neutral. And Garchomp still doesn't like to take a Dark Pulse from Darkrai. The problem is, because we don't have Weezing, we don't have as many switches. He does swap. Okay. Something, probably Scizor. Relativille, that's the... Okay, so that's the Tentacruel. Does a good amount of damage. We don't need the Scarf quite as much as we think. How much does a Dazzling Gleam do from Tentacruel? How much does a Dazzling Gleam? It's at roughly 60. Dazzling Gleam doesn't do that much. I can go for another Dark Pulse and hope we get a flinch. If we get a flinch, that'd be crazy. We do not. We get a flip turn. Okay, what does it go into? We're at 125 now. Man, I really wish we would get flinches. He probably goes into Scizor. Jean Grey, the Rampage. Okay, so that's the Moltres. Moltres Galar, it's Double Dance. We can still knock this out with an Ice Beam if it's not Agility, which I think it is Agility. I kind of... Do I need Darkrai for anything? I think we need Darkrai still, so... How much is our Electrolux taking from Speed Boosted Fiery Wraith? We're at 166. Stealth Rock, Fiery Wraith. 68% chance. I think we got to take that chance. Especially because I think it agilities, because it knows we're Scarf. So we might be able to live this. He goes for Fiery Wraith right away. Okay. We lived on 7. I think we can Volt Switch here. We'll give him Rotom. If he wants to swap into Garchomp, that's fine. I don't think we win this based off of what we're, like how this is going. There is a very slim chance that we can win this, but I don't think it's a possibility at this point. Like, I'm expecting Moltres to kind of just sweep here. If it wants to go for agility, it probably could. I think it just goes for another Fiery Wraith and knocks us out. Or he goes into Garchomp. One of the two. That early miss onto Garchomp really stunk. We outspeed it. We knock... Okay, we outsped Moltres. Interesting. That is not horrible, because now we have a sack. So Moltres goes down. Of the Mons left, do we outspeed Annihilate with Skeledirge? I don't think we do. Annihilate, if it's Terra Water, has some Spadef. 220, Skeledirge, yeah, it outspeeds us. I'm gonna go into Skeledirge so that way we don't see Scizor come out. Yeah, we're gonna go into Skeledirge. That way we can force something else in. Rage Fist actually is a 2-shot on us, so that's on low kicks. That's Skeledirge. Skeledirge, we definitely live 1. And we can Will-O-Wisp. Unless he wants to taunt. If he wants to taunt, then we might be able to... I don't know, honestly. If he wants to go into Annihilate, I think we go into Rotom. And get the sack off, and then go into Darkrai. Goes into Vegeta. Yeah, so that's the Annihilate. Okay. So we're going to sack Rotom. And we can go into Darkrai afterward. Goes for the Rage Fist. Okay. Now we can go into Darkrai. We can threaten Tentacruel with another Dark Pulse, Garchomp with the Dark Pulse, Annihilate with the Dark Pulse. We've threatened everything except for Scizor. And if it's Choice Band, Dark Pulse still does a massive amount of damage, so we can still do so much here. Having everything chipped down to this point is very good. Getting that KO on Moltres was absolutely insane. I don't know what happened with that. I am actually baffled. And still having the Scarf on Darkrai is huge. There is still a chance we win this. Dark Pulse from Modest Scarf Darkrai is massive here. He does switch. Okay. Something is going to take massive damage. So that is the Tentacruel. Okay, so he's going to give us Tentacruel. That is big. That is big. Now it's Scizor, Garchomp, and Annihilate. That is the Scizor. Now, I don't want to risk this being a knockoff. I think I go into Dirge. Because a Dirge knockoff, it does do massive damage if it's Choice Band. But without our boots, it might knock us out. Unless it's max speed. I don't think it'd be max speed. It could be max speed, but then we can just go into low kicks afterward. I do think if he has knockoff, he definitely uses it here. And if so, fair play, fair play. Does go for knockoff. This is not Choice Band. Okay, that is not Choice Band. That is huge. That is actually huge. It is not Choice Band. So I can go for a Slack Off and keep this for later because I don't think he stays in. I think he U-turns. I think he potentially U-turns. So that is not Choice Band. It is Technician. At least it should be Technician. He does Hard Swap. Okay. He might be Scarf. Samehada. Okay. Honestly, because of this, I think he... Low kicks on Garchomp. He's Scale Shot. I mean, I definitely live one here. I think I can go for a Will-O-Wisp. We're gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp. Earthquake, did we definitely live this? Yep, we lived that. We do hit the Will-O-Wisp, that's huge. We know it's Helmet. So it's burned. We can slack off here. Hex will knock it out at any point, so we can slack off. We're at 181. 411 to 181. He did 56%. Okay. So without the burn. Is that Jolly? That's not max attack, it's up there. Might actually be no attack investment. It might be attack investment, but now it's burned. So the most it can do with Earthquake is 115, so we can definitely slack off. We can slack off and get healthy again. Goes for Spikes. Okay. This was not the Garchomp that I expected to see at all. We might get a second layer of Spikes up. But I think that's okay because this thing is going to take a lot of damage from Hex here. We can go for a Hex. This is so close. This is insanely close. Let's go for another EQ. He's going to take us down another chunk. Okay. He's probably going to go into Annihilate. He's probably gonna Rage Fist. We're at 282. Scizor knockoff with no item currently does 174 max. With Stealth Rock and... Alright, so it's a guaranteed 2 KO onto us. But I think that's a solid way to switch in. Because we definitely go down to this anyway. Let me see. We definitely lose low kicks here, so we can go into low kicks. We somehow live, so if he goes for Rage Fist, okay. So Annihilate, KO'd, low kicks. We can go to Dark right here. We should live? I don't know. It's gonna be close. It's only 2 layers of spikes. We do live. Okay, good. Okay. Massive. Massive, massive, massive. We can go for a Dark Pulse. This will take it out. This will take out the Annihilate, or it'll do massive, massive, massive damage. He does swap to the Scizor. Okay. I might lose. I think I lose. If he has Bullet Punch, I definitely lose, unless we get a crit. That is a lot of damage, but we definitely don't live this, so we go for another Dark Pulse here. He's gonna Bullet Punch. Yep. Yep, fair. Fair. Not having boots on this thing anymore is really, really hurting. 129 on Scizor. We know it's not Life Orb. Knockoff is doing how much? We don't have boots. Knockoff is doing 134 max, so there is a chance that we go down. I think we take that chance and we slack off. Does go for knockoff. We do not get the roll. We get crit. Oh man! All right, fair enough. Honestly, we did not get any RNG go our way at all. GG's to Mike. Great prep. I was not expecting a setup chomp like that, like a hazard setting chomp. Tank chomp was not on my radar. Very, very good game all around. GG's to the top man in the league. Very fun game all around. Very surprised Moltres didn't have much speed investment. I thought it would be faster. So when Rotom knocked it out, I was very surprised by that. Again, GG's to Mike. We are now sitting at 4-4 with borderline playoff position. We need to win next week in order to make playoffs. Win and in, and I think that's the case. There are a couple scenarios that we might need to take a look at throughout the week, but win and we're in for playoffs. And I could not be much happier with that situation. Honestly, I could obviously be much happier, but all in all, great game by Mike. Go ahead and check out his channel in the top right of the description. Great player, great Pokemon player, great videos that he puts out. Go ahead and check out the other coaches in WPF as well. Their channel links will be down in the description. And I hope you guys enjoyed this week's match. Let's try to turn this around for week 9 and get a little bit of a boost going into playoffs potentially. Again, GG to Mike. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week for week 9 and the finale of the regular season.